Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist Off the Cuff. This is actually part of our kind of sub-segment called WristWatch, Rambles, and Rants. And it's brought to you by Wrist Candy Watch Club, as you can see. One thing you're probably wondering is why isn't this watch running right now that's in screen? Is this a still frame? Is this a picture or something like that? It's not. This is actually a video that I'm talking to. Maybe you could see my hands waving around in the reflection on the bezel. But I'm actually going to cover a little kind of a class, if you will, on how to basically how to set a mechanical timepiece, which this honestly can travel over to just how to set any analog watch, three-hand with a date. Basically you add in dates. It's pretty similar, but this is pretty basic. I chose this particular watch, one, because it's a looker, and two, it's mechanical, so when I carried it over to my little studio area, I didn't have to worry about it accidentally start running without me winding it. So there you go. With all that said, let's actually go ahead and take a closer look. Okay, now before we jump into today's topic, let's talk about the sponsors of this particular segment, which is Wrist Candy Watch Club. Guys, they've been in the industry for a long time. They offer super affordable strap options, many that would go really, really well with this particular watch. But as you can see, they make these really cool purlins, which are great, especially in the summertime. And I really do like the different shades and colors that they've chosen. Oh, a little blue in there twice. How dare they? How dare I? But I actually really like this kind of snowy one, because I think it's actually pretty versatile, and you've probably actually remember me featuring this a couple times in other videos or on my Instagram. So the purlins are really nice. They also have kind of in their core range of NATO style straps. You got all the different stripes and whatnot, and I think any of these would look really killer. You got the military look there with the kind of Marine National stripe. Here you have the regimental style, the TGV strap, which is super handsome, honestly. I wish I would have thought of that. And then you got stuff like this, which really have a nice, fun, sporty feel. So there's a lot of different options from them. And then even if you want kind of plain, they're also there. So this is kind of how I like to do any type of sponsored content. Combination straps. This one is actually a collaboration I did with them, with the blue kind of style, really matches denim, and then with the nice chocolatey brown leather, single pass-through, nice combination. And they even do little two-piece straps. So yeah, big shout out to them. If you guys support the channel, give them a look, because they're actually enabling me to do more segments like this that aren't just direct reviews. This is actually me kind of sitting down with you guys, talking with you, and having another opportunity to really just kind of converse with you guys within the comments section. So with that said, we'll go ahead and move these out of the way and jump into this little segment here, guys. So basically, what you see here is this beautiful Cincinnati Watch Co. P40M. Beautiful mechanical timepiece. You can see really well done, well executed. But what I want to show you is basically my take on how to set a mechanical timepiece. So as you can see, it's not running right now. But basically what I would do is I'd pull out the crown all the way out, basically to this position where you're actually going to be able to set it, because the first position is typically obviously, if it's not screw down crown, is going to be winding. The second position, basically that first stop, is going to be the date or day, or both, depending on what direction. Then all the way out is going to be the hands. So basically what I do is I want to get it away, as far away from the 12 o'clock as possible. So I'll put it basically to around this time, depending on where the date window is. As you can see, I believe it even switched over there, right? So it's good I didn't try to set the watch during that time. Then what I'll do is I'll push the crown back, give it a click out, and then I'll set the day to the day before. So let's say today's the 1st, I'll set it to yesterday, which is the 31st, push it back in, and then I'm just going to give it a wind. until that thing starts going. Typically, you know, you're gonna feel a little bit of feedback the more wind you put, more tension you put on that spring. And you know, modern movements are of course gonna basically have a little clutch applied so you don't overwind it. For me, you know, 20 to 30 winds should be good enough. Get it going. Some people will only wind it enough to once it just starts moving, and then they'll let their wrist action do the rest. Let's say with an automatic movement, this being a hand wind movement, there's no rotor to get it going anymore. So, you know, in the interest of trying to get a full wind and really have, you know, this running on the full power reserve, then you're going to want to get a full wind out of it. So basically what I do now is I sit here, I wait until this second hand hits the 12 o'clock. So I'll take it out to that. That was the first click, which is the date. And then I'll wait till it gets to the 12. I'll pull it out. Boom. So now it's hacked. So that's stop seconds or hacking feature you might hear so much about. If you don't have a hacking feature, you don't have to wait for that. Basically, you can just set it as you go. And essentially what I'll do is then I will let it go all the way around the 12 until it switches it over to today's date. So if I'm working for the first, I will keep this. It'll go 1, then it'll go again. Now it's the first. And let's say I'm setting this at 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. Maybe I'll make it 7:15. Line it up. One thing also, kind of a little nuance, a little trick, is if you have any slack or give in your movement, which is pretty common. Basically, you can, let's, like, as you can see here, you can move the crown, but the hand's not moving. Sometimes you can move the crown and the hand moves quite a bit. So what I like to do is I'll go forward and I'll just back it up. And I find that is a nice way to really remove any of the slack out of the movement. And then let's say basically what I'm doing at this point is I'm probably sitting in front of my computer screen and I'm looking and I'm waiting for the time hack for it to be 7:15 exactly. And I'll wait as it counts down, 58, 59, boom. Now I got it going. So essentially at that point, now the watch is set, and it'll be set for, you know, as long as it's running. So it's just a little, you know, a little thing I like to share, because I think some people don't think of that when they're setting their watches. They don't really think about that. I mean, God, I've seen even YouTube videos where people are flipping the date around while it's they're doing the quick set date while the hour hand is close to midnight, and they don't know if it's noon or midnight, so they're just spinning it away. It's doing these little half clicks, and basically you're damaging or possibly even breaking that quick date mechanism. So that's why it's always really good for me, I always, even if I know for a fact of, you know, where the handset is, and if I know AM versus PM kind of deal, even if, you know, some watches will even give you kind of a 24-hour indicator. One of the things I do like to do is I just pretty much will always try to put it around 6:30. And then of course, if I do have a 6 o'clock date, then I'll do kind of 6:25 or whatever. Excuse me. And then I'll basically set it that way. But yeah, again, this is something that's pretty straightforward. Essentially, you got that. Again, first position, as long as it's not a screw down crown. If it's a screw down crown, you kind of unscrew it and then it's still in the first position. But right now you can just basically have it in winding. First click out, that's adjusting the date. And then the last click is going to be hacking the seconds hand. Oh, that didn't happen that time. Sometimes it misses, boom. So that time, totally fine. And again, guys, remember, it's a mechanical timepiece. There's a bunch of tiny little gears and levers in here, so it's not always an exact science when you're pulling on it. Your hand can slip. Sometimes, gears can slip or whatnot. And then essentially you just set it to where you want to set it. And then you wait for it to come around. Of course, when you're getting alignment on it, another thing I like to do is I'll take it and I'll angle it. So I'll center basically, and then I'll angle it to where I can really see right where it is, because I can be a real stickler like that. And then basically once I feel like, okay, hey, that's aligned perfectly, again, I'll wait for that time hack. Then bam, you get it going. Second hand starts sweeping, and you're good to go. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Maybe I'll do some other, kind of quick little watch lessons from that standpoint. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want me to cover, maybe something specifically. Obviously, I don't want to do like each request, but if there's a common thread where people are like, oh, hey, let's talk about sizing links or whatever, the differences between screw pins, push pins, and pin and collar, all that stuff. We could talk about that. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, again, big shout out to Wrist Candy Watch Club. Check them out. They have super affordable stuff, and they're supporting the channel through sponsoring the video. So if you have a chance to, definitely give them some support back. So with all that said, let me know what you think below, and if you like the video, please do it like, and if you're not already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.